welcome to Awake TV. So today I want to talk about how with your relationship with your parents affect on your relationship. So before we get right into it, those of you who don't know me, I'm Erica Cruzano. I'm a Rapid Love Transformation expert. I help people to break through doubt, pain, fear in a romantic relationship to get clarity, true love, and happy life. So those of you who are having challenging romantic relationship, you can discuss with me and we can see what we can do about it. That is description box below. It's a free strategy call. So let's get dive into how your relationship with your parents affect in your relationship. So there are several things, our relationship with your parents affecting in your relationship, whether we are conscious about it or not. First of all, how comfortable we are about intimacy. This is a huge thing. If, let's say, for example, your parents are not like touchy-feely people and you really hug with each other and they are never affectionate physically, then there are some client I had difficult time being touched. No problem like having being intimate in the bedroom. He was okay with having, intimacy in sexual department, but anything outside comes of that, he had a difficult time. So that was like upbringing, like for example, I was using. So that's one of the things. Depends on like what kind of intimate relationship. It's not just physical, but emotional relationship you had with your parents. Your openness toward your partner will affect in your relationship. And that's number two, bring onto the trust issue. How much you can trust in the relationship. Parents are like, not that there for you, and you kind of have to protect yourself and be on your own, and you can really, nobody was there for you to fall back on, then it's going to be really difficult trusting other people, that is including your partner. And this is a part of like cause of relationship friction as well. And number three, it also affecting your craving your independence, how much independence you crave in the relationship. A lot of times, including my client, when you have a controlling mother or parent, and then you didn't have that much like independence during your childhood and the teenager time, you're gonna crave independence so much after like you get out of the nest, and then you really don't want to be controlled by anybody else. That's including your partner. So in order to get your independence, you do anything to get that. That's including being successful as well and have your own money. But because you crave a lot of independence, hanging out with your girlfriend, you're gonna building up your business, you're traveling, you're spending time with your family, and then even though guy is not needy, he could be the one like who is saying like, hey, do we really have our own time? He may be okay with in the beginning because he has plenty of time with his buddies and he has a freedom, but you're not like as much as like spending time with him compared to his other girlfriends. He's gonna start wondering like, hey, like am I important? Like, do you really love me? That kind of stuff kind of affect in your relationship as well. Number four is how much we seek or exhibiting control behavior? How much do we want in control in the relationship or our destiny? So let's say your parents are like, quite controlling with each other and critical with each other, and you grew up in that kind of household, and you feel like that's a norm because you never seen other people's household, so you don't know about it. So you think that's norm, and then you start exhibiting that kind of behavior toward your partner. You think that kind of behavior is acceptable. You may not know you are doing it consciously, but you're doing it subconsciously. The reason, part of my coaching program, I include like subconscious mind cleaning. 95% of our actions are controlled by subconscious mind. And then when we grow up in a household like that, which is not completely healthy and supportive with each other, and we're exhibiting that kind of behavior to our partner, it's not helpful for us to have a good harmonious relationship toward our loving partner. Number 5, how we express our emotions. When we grow up in a household that is not encouraged to express emotion, you have to like hold within yourself, because when you express anything which is not acceptable according to your parents, and then you get yelled at, then you kind of like learn to hold on to your feeling and not expressing about it. But in order to have emotionally intimate relationship, you kind of have to be vulnerable and open to each other. That's like the way to build relationship. I'm not saying like emotionally go crazy, but like vulnerable with each other to show you're not like perfect person, Anyhow, when that kind of behavior is not encouraged, it will show in your relationship because you think showing your emotion isn't safe. So you're just gonna hide them. So number 5, it's how to resolve conflict in a relationship. So as a kid, we saw how our parents resolve conflict with each other. And for example, if our parents are not good at solving conflict in a respectable, equal, mutual manner by seeking for the resolution instead of yelling at each other and cussing at each other, then we'll start imitating the behavior toward partner. And then instead of seeking the solution, it's going to be a yelling and fighting match. And lastly, when you are growing up in emotionally toxic household, sort of abusive, then you kind of put up with your partner's abusive, toxic behavior because that is known to you. You kind of let the other person walk all over you instead of like setting the boundaries, and this is not acceptable, and this is, it's really important to set boundaries. But some of the people, or a lot of people, when they grow up in the household, the parents are extremely controlling, and then they are like kind of like dictator, and you kind of have to listen whatever they say, and you have like no way to say no, or no, I don't like that, or whatever. You just have to listen no matter what. Then you're just gonna have a tendency that to accept because it wasn't that bad compared to your childhood or whatever. So when your parents are abusive to each other or abusive to you, and then you, whether you like it or not, you started accepting that as a norm. And then you're not going to see like how your partner is behaving is not acceptable because you grew up with that as a norm. So what can you do about it? Well, number 1, it is really important to start being observant and see if there's a similarity how you are acting your parents, like your parents, or something resembling about your relationship with your parents and yourself, your relationship. If you notice, that is a good first step. Number two, it is really important for you to recognize you are repeating similar behavior from your childhood once you observe and recognize. Number three, you have to be conscious about it. But a lot of times, these kind of behaviors are done by unconscious level. That's why, it's a good idea to seek help from professional like myself to get rid of these repetitious pattern which is not helpful for you. So we can say goodbye to unconscious, subconscious behavior pattern which is not helpful to build a happy relationship. Anyhow, so these are what you can do, and most importantly, be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself, do not blame yourself. You're special. There's nobody like you on this earth. You have to know that and be your number one cheerleader. Be always there for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, like, subscribe. I see you guys next time. Bye.